God says, "My child, listen closely and let your heart be still for a moment." This message has found you because you need peace, not fear, and assurance, not confusion. I see everything that has been hidden from you. I see every action done in secret, every intention that was not pure, every step taken without truth. Nothing escapes my eyes, not even the things you worry about late at night when no one else knows your thoughts. I want you to understand this clearly: you are not unprotected, you are not forgotten, and you are not alone. There has been a situation surrounding you that has caused unease in your spirit. You sensed something was not right, even when you could not explain it. That discernment did not come from fear, it came from me. I allowed you to feel it not to frighten you, but to remind you to come closer to me. There are moments when justice moves quietly before it becomes visible, and I am already at work behind the scenes. What you thought was delayed has not been ignored. What you thought was overlooked has been carefully recorded. Someone acted out of selfish desire, taking what was not theirs to take, crossing boundaries they should not have crossed. They believed no one would notice. They believed silence meant safety. But I am the God of truth, and truth does not remain buried forever. Every action carries weight, and every choice has consequences. You do not need to confront, accuse, or defend yourself. That is not your burden to carry. I am your defender. I am your protector. I am the one who brings accountability in the right time and in the right way. Do not let your heart race with worry about what might happen next. I am already ahead of this situation. You are safe under my covering. No plan formed against you will succeed. No word spoken against you will have the final say. What feels urgent to you is already handled by me. I need you to trust that I work with precision, not panic. I work with purpose, not haste. When justice unfolds, it will not be chaotic, it will be clear. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are not in danger. You are not exposed. You are not vulnerable the way your thoughts have tried to convince you. I am surrounding you like a shield. I am standing between you and harm. Even when you do not see me moving, I am present. Even when your prayers feel quiet, I am listening. Even when answers feel delayed, I am arranging outcomes that will bring peace, not pain. I know your mind has replayed scenarios, asking what if, wondering how, imagining worst-case outcomes. That is not where I want you to dwell. I want you to place those thoughts into my hands. Give me the details. Give me the fear. Give me the need to control the outcome. You do not need to carry this alone. You were never meant to. Faith is not pretending nothing is happening. Faith is knowing that I am greater than what is happening. Pray, not because you are scared, but because prayer keeps your heart aligned with truth. Pray, not to change me, but to steady yourself. When you pray, you remind your spirit who is in charge. You remind your soul that I am faithful. You remind your body to rest instead of react. Speak to me honestly. You do not need perfect words. You do not need long speeches. Just come as you are, and I will meet you there. There will come a moment when clarity replaces confusion. What was hidden will be revealed without you forcing it. What was wrong will be corrected without you fighting for it. I am a God of order, and disorder cannot remain where I rule. You will not be dragged into chaos. You will not be shamed. You will not be blamed for what you did not do. I am lifting you above this, not pulling you deeper into it. Let go of the urge to keep checking, to keep worrying, to keep replaying. That constant tension is not from me. I give peace that does not depend on circumstances. I give rest that does not require explanations. I give assurance that does not collapse under pressure. Hold on to that. Breathe. Slow down. You are safe. You may not see immediate changes, but that does not mean nothing is happening. Seeds grow underground long before they break the surface. Justice moves the same way. Quietly. Firmly. Inevitably. When the time is right, everything will make sense, and you will realize how carefully I protected you every step of the way. Do not allow fear-based messages, voices, or thoughts to speak louder than my truth. I do not speak in panic. I do not rush you into anxiety. My voice brings calm, clarity, and confidence. If something makes you feel overwhelmed and afraid, pause and return to me. I will never lead you through fear, I lead you through trust. You are covered. You are guided. You are watched over. Nothing about your life is out of my control. I know your name. I know your heart. I know what you need before you ask. Continue to trust me, even when you do not understand the process. Continue to pray, even when you feel tired. Continue to believe, even when answers feel delayed. I am with you when you wake up, and I am with you when you rest. I am with you in silence, and I am with you in uncertainty. You will come through this with peace, not regret. With clarity, not confusion. With faith strengthened, not shaken, remain still. Remain prayerful. Remain confident in me. I am handling what you cannot see, and I am protecting what matters most, your life, your peace, and your future. God says, my child, listen with a quiet heart and do not let fear speak louder than faith. I see the weight you have been carrying, even the burdens you have not spoken out loud. I see the confusion, the sleepless nights, the moments when your mind keeps replaying what was taken, what was lost, what felt unfair, and what made you feel exposed or vulnerable. God says, I know it all. Nothing has been hidden from me, not one tear, not one prayer whispered in the dark, not one moment when you felt powerless and wondered if justice would ever come. God says, there are things happening behind the scenes that you cannot see yet. You do not need to chase answers, confront in anger, or defend yourself in panic. I am your defender. I am your shield. I am your strong tower. What concerns you has already reached my hands. What disturbed your peace has not disturbed my authority. I am still God, and I have not lost control for even 1 second. God says, you are safe. Let that truth settle deep into your spirit. You are not alone, you are not abandoned, and you are not unprotected. I have placed my hand over your life in ways you cannot measure. Even when you felt exposed, I covered you. Even when you felt threatened, I surrounded you. Even when you felt like something precious was taken from you, I preserved what truly matters. No one can steal what I have sealed, God says. I am a God of justice, but I am also a God of peace. Justice does not always arrive with noise, and protection does not always look dramatic. Sometimes my work happens quietly, steadily, and firmly, like roots growing deep beneath the ground. Trust that what is wrong will be corrected in the right time. Trust that what was taken unjustly will not destroy your future. Trust that I see motives, intentions, and actions clearly, even when humans do not. God says, do not let your heart be consumed by worry about who did what or how consequences will unfold. That is not your burden to carry. Your assignment is simpler and holier. Trust me, pray, and remain steady. When you pray, you are not begging me to notice, you are aligning yourself with what I am already doing. When you trust, you are not being passive, you are declaring that my power is greater than your fear. God says, fear tries to rush you, but faith invites you to rest. Urgency driven by fear weakens the soul, but urgency guided by faith strengthens it. So take a deep breath right now. Release the tightness in your chest. Let your thoughts slow down. Nothing is about to overwhelm you. Nothing is about to destroy you. Nothing is slipping out of my hands, God says. I know you have been replaying scenarios in your mind, imagining worst-case outcomes, wondering if harm could come your way. My child, those thoughts are not from me. I do not speak through panic. I do not lead through dread. I speak through peace, clarity, and quiet confidence. When I am guiding you, even serious matters are surrounded by calm assurance. Not terror, God says. You may not yet understand why this situation touched your life, but I promise it will not define you. What happened is not the end of your story. It is a chapter, not the conclusion. And even this chapter will not be wasted. I will use it to sharpen your discernment, deepen your faith, and strengthen your dependence on me rather than on circumstances or people. God says, remember who you are. You are my child. You are not fragile glass about to shatter, you are refined gold. You have endured storms before, and you are still standing. This situation is not bigger than the strength I placed inside you. You do not need to prove your innocence to the world, I know your heart. You do not need to fight every battle publicly, I fight for you privately. God says, pray instead of worrying. Pray instead of assuming. Pray instead of replaying conversations and events. When you pray, speak honestly, but then listen. Let my peace answer you. Let my presence reassure you. Let my promises anchor you. Prayer is not a ritual to calm yourself, it is a connection to my power. God says, I am restoring your peace even now. I am guarding your mind from thoughts that spiral into fear. I am protecting your name, your future, and your well-being. You will not be harmed by what others intended. You will not be defined by someone else's actions. You will not be left to handle this alone. God says, trust my timing. Justice in my hands is precise, not rushed and not delayed. I do not miss details. I do not overlook wrongdoing. I also do not act recklessly. Everything unfolds in alignment with truth, wisdom, and purpose. What you need to know will be revealed at the right moment, not before and not after. God says, keep your heart clean. Do not let bitterness take root. Do not let anger poison your prayers. Release the desire for revenge and choose trust instead. When you let me handle matters, you remain free. When you try to control outcomes through fear, you imprison yourself. Choose freedom. Choose faith. God says, I am calling you to rest tonight. Lay your worries down. Lay your questions down. Lay your need to understand every detail down. Sleep is not avoidance, it is trust. Rest is not weakness, it is surrender. While you rest, I work. While you sleep, I guard. While you breathe, I sustain. God says, tomorrow does not need your anxiety today. The future is already in my care. You will not wake up to disaster. You will wake up to my mercy, which is new every morning. You will walk into your days covered, guided, and protected. God says, remember this. Nothing that belongs to you can be permanently taken from you when I am your God. What is truly yours is anchored in me, not in circumstances, people, or situations. Stand firm in that truth. God says, trust me. Pray. Stay calm. Stay faithful. Stay grounded. I am with you, I have always been with you, and I will continue to be with you. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe in my hands. God says, listen closely, my child, because this message is meant to calm your heart, not to frighten it, meant to strengthen your spirit, not to burden it. I see what you cannot see. I know what has been done in secret, what has been spoken in whispers, what has been taken, misused, or mishandled without your knowledge. Nothing that touches your life escapes my awareness. Not one action, not one intention, not one hidden plan goes unnoticed by me. You may feel unsettled right now, sensing that something around you has not been right, sensing a heaviness you could not explain. That feeling was not meant to harm you, it was meant to draw you closer to me. God says, there are matters unfolding that you do not need to control. There are outcomes being prepared that you do not need to force. I am already moving in ways you cannot yet see. Justice does not begin in human systems, it begins with me. What is exposed will be exposed in its proper time. What has been wrongfully handled will be addressed without you having to chase answers or defend yourself endlessly. I have placed boundaries around you that no one can cross without consequence. You are not vulnerable the way you think you are. You are not alone the way fear has tried to convince you. God says, rest your mind. I know the temptation to imagine worst-case scenarios, to replay conversations, to wonder who said what and why. That is not where your peace lives. Your peace lives in trusting that I am already ahead of you. I am already where tomorrow begins. I am already standing in the moment you are worried about, holding it steady so it does not collapse on you. You are safe. Not because nothing ever goes wrong, but because nothing that goes wrong can separate you from my protection. God says, some people believe they can manipulate situations without accountability. Some believe silence means permission. Some believe delay means escape. But delay is not denial. What is unfolding is not chaos, it is alignment. Truth has a way of surfacing even when buried deeply. You do not need to announce it. You do not need to threaten or warn. Your role is not to accuse, your role is to trust. I am handling what you cannot, and I am doing it in a way that preserves your peace and your integrity. God says, do not let fear speak louder than faith. Fear will tell you to rush, to panic, to assume the worst. Faith will tell you to breathe, to pray, to remain steady. Choose faith. When you pray, you are not informing me of something I do not know, you are aligning your heart with the truth that I am already at work. Prayer is not your last option, it is your greatest strength. God says, there is protection over your name, your identity, your future, and your purpose. What belongs to you cannot be permanently taken from you. What was intended to harm you will not succeed. Even now, circumstances are being rearranged so that outcomes favor truth over deception, light over darkness, clarity over confusion. You may not see it today. You may not understand it this week. But you will look back and recognize that this moment did not destroy you, it strengthened you. God says, stay grounded. Continue living your life. Continue doing good. Continue speaking kindly. Do not let anxiety steal your sleep or suspicion steal your joy. I did not create you to live in constant alertness or dread. I created you to live in trust. When your thoughts wander toward fear, gently bring them back to me. Say my name. Breathe. Remember that I have never failed you, not once, even in moments you thought you were abandoned. God says, you are not responsible for correcting every wrong. You are not required to monitor every threat. Some battles are won simply by staying still and allowing me to move. Stillness is not weakness, it is confidence that I am sufficient. I know how to bring accountability without exposing you to harm. I know how to resolve matters without dragging you through unnecessary pain. Let me do it my way. God says, people may act out of desperation, fear, or greed, but their actions do not determine your destiny. Your destiny was written by me long before their choices entered the picture. Do not shrink your future because of someone else's mistakes. Do not dim your light because someone else chose darkness. You are called to walk forward, not backward, free, not imprisoned by worry. God says, tonight, I want you to release the weight you have been carrying. Place it in my hands. Speak to me honestly, without rehearsed words, without pretending you are stronger than you feel. I can handle your fear. I can handle your anger. I can handle your questions. What I do not want is for you to carry them alone. When you trust me with what you cannot fix, you make room for peace to enter your heart. God says, nothing will go wrong with you. Even if circumstances feel tense, even if outcomes feel uncertain, you are held. You are watched over. You are protected. What happens around you does not define what happens within you. Keep your spirit calm. Keep your heart clean. Keep your focus on me. God says, this is not the end of your story, it is a turning point. What felt threatening will soon feel distant. What felt heavy will soon feel resolved. What felt urgent will soon feel settled. You will not always feel this tension. You will not always carry this concern. I am leading you toward clarity, toward peace, toward restoration. God says, trust me and pray. Not out of fear, but out of confidence. Pray knowing that I hear you before you finish speaking. Pray knowing that I am already responding. Pray knowing that you are safe, loved, and guided. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not unprotected. God says, remain steady. Remain faithful. Remain at peace. I am with you, and I will not let harm come near your soul. God says, my child, be still for a moment and let your heart rest. I see the weight you have been carrying, the thoughts you have not spoken, the quiet questions you whisper when no one else is listening. I know what has been taken from you. Whether it was your peace, your trust, your name, your effort, your joy, or the fruit of your hard work. Nothing taken from you has gone unnoticed. Nothing has slipped past my eyes. Even the things you struggle to explain, even the things you doubt yourself about, I understand fully. God says, You have wondered if justice will ever come, if truth will ever stand in the open, if what was done in secret will ever be brought into the light. You have worried about your safety, your future, your reputation, and your heart. You have replayed moments in your mind, asking yourself why it happened and whether you could have prevented it. My child,